Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to another trading session here. I've been absent the last 2 days. As I told you, my wife had its birthday, so the last 2 days were dedicated to her, entirely to her, and that's why I was not present and not giving any live streams here on YouTube. Well, but today is Friday. It is a good Friday. It is a sunny Friday here in Portugal, and we are about hitting 10 o'clock New York AM at the New York AM session. So far, ES has been trading to the downside. We are below a new week opening gap here. We are trading below this one, the big one that we opened at the beginning of the week. So far, we didn't. London rejected midnight open. The pre-market jumped to the upside, didn't quite reach midnight open, and at 8:30 open, we opened, dragged down, taking London lows and previous day low as well. And as soon as we came to the upside once again, we rejected 8:30. First presented fair value gap was also inverted, respected to the downside, and now we hit the 10 a.m. news, which almost brought us to the 50% of a daily wick that I noted here on a chart. So right now, price just displaced to the downside, but formed a wick. As you can see here, this big wick here, it's not that one, but this one. So this big wick right here, just check it once again because it is 50%, but it didn't seem so. Yeah, that's the 50% mark that I noted here. We still have previous week lows to engage with, but honestly, I would like to see what price is willing to do after the 9 o'clock, the 10 o'clock news announcement. So far, price just wicked to the downside and a little bit to the upside as well. And right now, I don't have any bullish scenario to be explored, honestly. For a bullish scenario to be explored, this fair value gap should be inverted and the first presented as well, seeking for these relative equal highs that we have here, and eventually the pre-market high, because we already took pre-market lows, London lows, major sell side liquidities. So in order to engage with any kind of shorts, I have to see continuation to the downside, respecting bearish PD arrays and not leaving a lot of wicks behind. Yeah, so far these PD arrays are being respected, but as you can see, we are forming a lot of wicks here. Price wick to the downside, which I usually don't like to see, especially when we are in a discount like today. We are below midnight open, below 9:30 open, below 8:30 open. So we are below all these opens, and which means we are in a premium, in a discount. So we have to be kind of how should I say it? We have to be cautious about what the type of price action do we get offered to play. So I hope everything is all right with you guys. Oh, Gorilla is already here. Hey, Gorilla, how you doing? So you're long, but you got stopped out. Okay. And now you're looking for shorts. Yeah, my general bias is kind of short here. I'm just a bit cautious about the deep discount that we are in already. So that's why I'm kind of cautious. I'd like to see something being respected as a heavy market. So far, we have this kind of double per value gap, which price didn't came to the second half of it, which is a sign of heaviness. This small fair value gap is also being respected. Wix did some damage here. But yeah, I'm kind of bearish. We have some sell side liquidity from the 21st of March on ES, which I would like to see tagged. It's at 56.49. It's a huge step. It's around previous week's low, and it might not go there because it's Friday already. But I guess that can be saved for Monday. Yeah, so far price is going slowly to the downside. So as I was saying, I hope you guys had a great week. This week was not a full week because my wife had its birthday at Wednesday, and we decided to take some days off. But here we are once again on a Friday trying to do something. Well, so far our bearish bias is kind of correct. I don't know if we will have the chance to get into this market. This double for value gap was a good entry point, but it was before 10 a.m. news. We had another chance here right after news, 2 minutes after. yeah, in prices is giving us no chance to enter here. We lost our opportunity at 10 2 10 3. So 50% of the daily wick that we noted here is already taken. This is a daily wick here, which I was looking at, and I was expecting some type of touch here. So now let's see if price wants to continue its way to the downside. We still have previous week's low here, or if we manage to support on the idea that 50% of the daily wick is quite enough, or if we still drive to the downside. So these two value gaps, they probably will act as some kind of breakaway gaps. I don't believe that we will fulfill one of these, since price is so heavy right now. Well, I can see that ES and NQ still have some downside to be explored. I really would like to see some kind of retrace to be able to engage with shorts, because I don't feel comfortable doing it here at the bottom of the movement. Yeah, we already missed a big portion of this move. In my eyes, this touch here was the best entry. Was a post 10 a.m. news entry. It had offered as a good risk to reward, but since I was still assessing and reassessing the market to see what its real intentions were, I just missed it. So we are now bouncing here on the end walk. Let's see if this end walk gives us some kind of bounce to the upside. Or if it's broken right away. We have another value gap here, another bearish one. So if we were interested in to see some kind of a retrace to the upside, yeah, I don't think price will come this far. At 50%, it's too heavy for a retrace like that. We could eventually take 50% of this leg, which is more acceptable here. But let me check here about the fib extensions to see where price is right now. Yeah, it seems like fib extensions here are quite on spot. Price is delivering to the level. I mean, we are stopping here at 1.5 standard deviation, somewhere between minus 2.5 and minus 4. We have previous week low. We have some confluence here. Let me just check it this way. Yeah, I like it more this way. The last leg to the upside before meltdown. So price seems really heavy. Note how we didn't even manage to touch this bearish for value gap here. We left it completely open, and now we are digging through the end walk. I will give it some time to see if it wants to come back or not. Well, so far my bias was kind of correct. Was expecting a bearish price move, at least at 50% of the daily wick, and eventually previous week low. The only thing that I missed was eventually the entry. The most important thing here should should have entered here after the 10 a.m. news. I was saying that I didn't like how price was doing these type of wicks because we were at the discount already, and I was expecting a move to the downside, eventually retesting this double fair value gap here. It didn't happen, so price just tumbles down and didn't give us any entry. The only entry was eventually here, but since we already took the 50% of the daily wick, I'm not quite sure about what to do right now. Because I don't want to chase anything here. Yeah, and we broke through the end wall here, leaving the bearish fair value gap intact. It's always kind of tricky to enter in a market where you have shallow retracements or tiny retracements, or when the market is kind of heavy like that. It's always tricky to size your stop loss, because it is acceptable for price to come here before digging to the downside. So you should take responsibility and act like you care about price and what price is doing. So eventually you had to open your stop loss a lot, and I really don't like to play with stop losses that open, because I want to have a position where I'm able to take partials without messing my risk to reward. So the tighter the stop loss for me, the better. Well, price reached -2 standard deviation, so eventually we will start to see some kind of retracement to the upside. But since price is so heavy, it might be a minor retracement, probably to -1.5, or eventually to -1, or eventually no retracement at all, and we see directly to -2.5 standard deviation. We will have to see. I really would like to price to come back to this annual, eventually retest this fair value gap, and touch it a little bit, and then come back to complete the move and eventually trigger a previous week's low. That should be the ideal scenario for me to enter any type of shorts, because entering a short here is always tricky. what about you guys? Did you? I know that Gorilla entered that long. I don't know if he entered any short. He probably entered a short at 951, the 951 for belly gap, which was, if so, it was a perfect entry here. Do you guys entered already in some kind of position, or are you still observing? Prices heading lower. Not giving us any type of chance to enter. These PD arrays are being left open. This one here, this one here. The only one that was tagged was this one, but since we were taking a 50% daily wick, I was not I didn't have the intention to enter right away, because I would like to see some kind of reaction to this level, but we didn't have any. We just kept going to the downside. And now price is digging and digging and digging. We will probably see previous week low soon. Nasdaq has some room to go as well. So we stopped at -2 standard deviation, but we just stopped for a couple of minutes. Price came down quickly. So another belly gap here, another bearish one. Another bearish one that will be left open. Price reached minus 2.5 standard deviation here. So we were expecting some type of retracement here when we were at the -2. We didn't have any. So let's see if price is willing to retrace a little bit here. But since price is so heavy right now, I don't think that we will get it, honestly. Yeah, and price is just digging lower and lower and lower, not giving us any chance to rationally participate on it, because we could already be inside of a trade, honestly. But there was only one way to do it, or you choose to pick a big stop loss, giving some room for eventually a retrace on price, which is expectable, or otherwise you have to gamble and try to do something like this here. After taking 50% of the daily wick, would you short here? I don't know, honestly. So let's see if price wants to dig a little bit higher here, or if it just wants to retrace a little bit. I really would like to catch this train, but sometimes the canyon is not meant to be catched, so you just have to accept it. Yeah, once again here, respecting bearish PD arrays. We have some relative equal highs here. There we go. Price just barely hit this fair value gap, not offering a good opportunity to enter, and right away we displaced to the downside, making a new low and digging for previous week's low. My guess, as soon as we hit previous week's low, the trading week is ended, because those are major liquidity points. So I guess NQ is already there. ES still has a little bit of room. Yeah, but this was a clean drive to the downside, honestly. I'm kind of frustrated that I didn't get to catch this train, but it is what it is. We just have to know how to deal with it. I'm still happy that I managed to get my buyers right, my drawn liquidity as well. So those are strong points that I have to keep in mind, and that I have to use to boost my confidence as well. Let me just check if we have some confluence here with the -4 standard deviation. Yeah, there is nothing that I would like to see here below these relative equal lows, honestly. I don't know if price has the intention to go lower here. We still have these as well, which are always kind of suspicious. Well, but let's see. Really had no chance to get in, honestly. And we hit previous week's low, so major targets are hit. We were right about our narrative and our bias, but weren't able to fulfill any of these trade ideas because price was too heavy. It left a lot of value gaps open. This one was tagged one time, this one not. This one was tagged, but was right above the main draw. I guess the only situation here that could be profitable for us was this entry here, which I would have taken like this probably, embracing the fact that price could eventually come here to this value gap here as well. But honestly, I would have taken the majority here at the 50% daily wick and probably left a runner until previous week's low. It could have been a good position, but unfortunately we didn't get a chance because I didn't like how price reacted with the opening of the news driver here. I left a wick to the upside. We left a wick to the downside. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. But yeah. At least we got our bias and our narrative quite correct, quite on spot. So there we go. Price just hit previous week's low and is starting to give us some kind of a retrace here. Our levels are quite on spot as well, which is a good sign. We still have a bit of liquidity down below here, but honestly it's about 1% away from what we already dropped. We are about 1.3 and a half. I don't believe that we will see another 1 point to the downside. I guess that will be left to Monday. So what can I expect from price now? Eventually nothing. Eventually we will consolidate, and we will probably not see anything until New York afternoon session. Yeah, what about you guys? Did you take some shorts today? Did you took some shorts today? Have you interact with the market in some type of way? Not just, well, I was kind of late for the session. I just entered around here, 10 a.m. As soon as 10 a.m. hits, I knew that 10 a.m. would have some kind of news, and honestly, I didn't have the time to enter here. my bias was bearish. My narrative was kind of bearish as well, but honestly didn't have the chance to get in. What about you guys? Did you guys enter in something? Did you guys took some shorts and longs? I would like to know that. Yeah, I guess we can't expect much from the price right now. I honestly think that the weekly levels are taken, so price can do whatever it wants right now, and I guess we will probably consolidate since we had a big down move here. It's about 50 handles. 50 handles of a move after 10 a.m. News. It was quite of a stretch morning here. We are hitting already 1050 as well. So 1050 we have a macro. I don't know if that macro will do anything, honestly. Not expecting it to do anything crazy. Price just came to this order block here, displaced to the downside once again. Yeah, I guess we still have some steam to the downside here, and I would like to take some advantage about it. So let me just check here. I guess that minus 4 standard deviation is still applicable here. Would like to see this value gap being respected here. Yeah, so far respecting the fair value gap, this bearish one. I like how we displaced to the downside. That's why I'm trying this short here. I know that's a deep discount short. And since we managed to respect this order block here, let's see if we can get a follow through. We have -3, -3.5. The price is right at -3. Yeah, it's kind of stubborn right here. And Q is not willing to lose its bullish fair value gap. I would like to see it invert that fair value gap. Another touch here. Yeah, this is not what I would like to see. I really would like to see it close below these relative equal lows here. Yeah, so far price is not behaving like I would like to. We are testing once again this pairs for value gap. NQ so far is losing its bullish fair value gap. I'm expecting ES to do the same. It's taking some time on ES. There we go. I would like to see some kind of close below this week here. NQ leaving a wick behind. ES doing kind of the same. I would like to see a follow through of this down move. NQ made a new low. ES not willing to do it. But NQ didn't manage to close below. It just wicked. So I'm expecting ES to go lower, just like NQ did. Sorry, but my camera is kind of off. Yeah, there we go. We are back. So no follow through. We are just wicking here, which I honestly and personally don't like that much. Yeah, ES didn't manage to close below this week here. And Q, yeah, didn't manage to do it as well. So this is not good for me right now. We are approaching 11 a.m. as well. Yeah, this is not giving me the vibes I would like to, honestly. I would like to see something harsher to the downside, honestly. And I would like to see it stay below, not coming back and wicking it once again. I will probably take off of the position here. If price comes back here, comes here. See how it's wicking? I don't like this type of action. Now at this point I will protect myself as well, not giving a chance to took some off already, and now we will just let it play. If it wants to come to a -4 standard deviation, we are good with it. We already took some partials. We took about 0.5 R in partials. So the main target still here, is still here at -4 standard deviation. Now I really would like to see some type of displacement to the downside, taking out -4 standard deviation. So here we have another kind of a double rebellion gap, bearish one. It would be good if this bearish fair value gap stays open, just like it is right now. It would confirm that the market still has some downward intentions. Well, at this point I will just let it play. I have no rush. Yeah, so far NQ being the weakest, I think, because we managed to go way deeper on NQ. NQ still has some room to go if it wants to. I don't know if we will hit, probably not, the 13 lows, the 13 of March. We still have a lot of downside if it wants to, but I don't see it coming today, honestly. It's not quite usual to market on Fridays like today, behaving in a heavy way where price digs lower 2 or 3%. But everything is possible nowadays. Well, and price is now working the fair value gap. My stop is at break even right now. So if I get hit, I don't mind. At least we managed to take a little bit of this train. We chased it a little bit. I know that it was quite risky here. I know about that, but I think that we in general still have some room to the downside as well. And I just took it because price rushed to the upside, stopped at the order block, so it was kind of obvious that we were eventually retest this wick, and that's what I was searching for. So I took a partial as soon as we started to price below this wick here. So the stop is still holding here. It would be good to see price coming out of that fair value gap, reaching for these lows. I don't mind if price decides to do it slowly. I don't mind. I just don't want to see price start to support here. Close like this, and then a green candle, and then another green candle, and with another green candle you will get your stop hit. Yeah, this is what I said that I don't want to happen, and it's kind of happening. Let's see. So for those who are watching, have you hit the like button and the subscribe button? I don't know if you are subscribed or not, but if not, just take the chance and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. If you already subscribed, thank you very much for it. Don't forget to hit the like button. It helps a lot, giving us a little bit more of engagement, and ultimately it gathers people, and eventually it will form some kind of a community, and that's the main intention about this channel, is to form some kind of a community where we can share ideas, talk about trading, and yeah, that's the main idea about it. So price 11 o'clock, it's that time of the day where things get kind of dangerous. That's why I had my stop at break even, got stopped out at break even, was able to turn out to take out some profits, and yeah, honestly, we missed the main train, and we'll probably not try to do anything else here, since price has displaced to the upside right now, after taking sell side, after taking previous week's low. I know that it is still respecting these bearish PD arrays, but it's kind of a tricky place to be short. And since we are at 11 a.m., we might eventually expect a move to the upside, retracing at least 50% of this move. We will see. Well, if we engulf this green candle here with a like a one bite, then we can eventually expect lower prices. But at this point, I'm really expecting some kind of a retracement here, because it's a time in the morning to expect so. That's why I took partials here. I was not willing to give anything back to the market. We displaced to the upside. We have some kind of a breaker here, which can be this candle right here. It can act as a breaker, a bullish one. So we will take this fair value gap out. We just managed to invert this bearish fair value gap. We are at the breaker zone here, and let's see if we can get a follow through. If we can, these highs will be purged, these as well, and eventually these relative equal highs here. So this is some kind of a trade idea. I will not engage with it, but this is some kind of a trade idea after sell side liquidity being purged, after some type of a displacement happened. So this shall be a trade idea. I will not execute it. No, I won't. But if you guys want to try something, I guess this could be a good one. But you can't expect much from this, since the market is kind of heavy. I would advise you to take partials as soon as possible to break even your position. To break even your position as soon as possible. Not expect much from it. But yeah, this could be some type of a idea. Yeah, so far the breaker is not holding as it should be. That's why I said that we can't expect much from these types of setups when the market is so heavy. Yeah, so far, if we had taken this long, we would be some type of break even here. Eventually, well, lunch hour, which starts at at noon, it usually seeks for 10 a.m. highs or 10 a.m. lows. Since we don't have 10 a.m. lows, I guess lunch hour will probably seek for 10 a.m. highs. So where do we have 10 a.m. highs? Ten a.m. highs for lunch. Ten a.m. highs for lunch. And eventually here as well. 10 a.m. highs for lunch. So this is just an idea about what the lunch hour can make. We still have these here as well. So these are all 10 a.m. highs for lunch hour. If the market decides to do some type of retracement, these should be the points that you should be aiming if you're longing the lunch hour. And if the market gives us some type of bullish scenario for the lunch hour. Yeah, so far this breaker is not holding. We are getting inside this inverted parallel gap once again. Once again, I'm not trading this. This is just a trade idea that could be validated, since we already hit sell side liquidity as previous week's low. We don't have many more sell side points to explore. Well, in fact, we still have here. We still have these 3 points. We have this major one, but I don't think that we will hit them as of Friday. Today's Friday. I might believe that we will leave them for Monday. So if I believe that we will hit that on Monday, we have a 50% of chance to or consolidate or retrace higher. And this is kind of a breaker plus bullish fair value gap inversion of a bearish one. It is just, it's almost a unicorn setup that ICT mentioned. So this is just the idea for some type of trade that can be utilized for those who are still searching for something. But as I mentioned, I'm not trusting this, honestly. This is just the idea. I'm not trusting this because we are kind of heavy on price, and usually you need a bigger purge and not this type of mini breaker. This is almost a mini breaker for things to rule. And honestly, you need a bigger displacement to the upside as well. This is just a minor displacement. It's almost like a retrace, giving shorts not an opportunity to enter. So I'm glad I took my partials and I'm out of the short position. Otherwise, I would be here for another 20 minutes just to see what my market wants to do. And I'm honestly not willing to let the market play with my emotions like that. So that's why I cut it off as soon as I saw a move back to this range, because I have to save my mental capital as well. Mental capital is crucial in trading. If you spend a lot of mental capital on minor trades, on small trades, on trades that you probably know that it will not do what you want it to do, yeah, just cut them off. It's the best way to deal with them. And stop ifing. If just like, oh, what if I let it run? What if I didn't put my stop loss at break even? Oh, I could have done this. I could have done that. I could have hit the my main target. Don't try to think like that. That's a toxic way to think. And as soon as you start to eliminate those types of feelings and those types of thoughts, you will have a clearer mind about what you really need to do to cut off some opportunities to the market to beat you. Yeah, because if you don't protect yourself that way, the market will beat you every time. Yeah, chance about it. You will have no chance. That's a clean KO. That's a clean KO. It's a clean knockout. Well, as you can see, my original order was something like this. Something like this, yes. I took partials right here, a bit above the minus 3.5 standard deviation, and as soon as we hit minus 3.5, I just dragged my stop loss to break even, because I could expect a retrace to minus 3, and it would be acceptable if it retraced. I would be a bit above break even, but I was not willing for price to come back inside this range and start to do what it is doing. Imagine that I have my stop loss here and I'm still in this position, this short. Well, at this point I would be praying for the gods and the angels and for price not to wake my stop loss here, because it isn't safe. And as we are approaching lunch hour, these highs will probably be the targets for those who play lunch hour. So that's why I got stopped out here at this kind of displacement here, this one, and I'm glad I got stopped out at break even, honestly, because if price does this below our stop loss or our break even, that's quite of annoying. You will spend a lot of mental capital waiting for price to decide itself. So we had this was kind of an idea. We had our stop loss positioned right below this inverted fair value gap, so it almost got stopped out, but it doesn't. So in theory, we are still in this long idea. This is not a trade. This is just an idea. The trades are marked here, as you can see. The short, the partial, and the break-even stop. So this is just an idea for what we can expect on lunch hour. I believe that lunch hour will try to punish some of these short sellers that shorted the market the whole morning. But this is the typical behavior of a 11 a.m. market, which is usually a consolidation market or eventually a retrace market. So those who try to get into a short position or a long position right at 9:30 or at 9, and if you have some intention to try to hold it through lunch hour, you have to be very good positioned with your order, because it is quite difficult, because lunch hour always tries to mitigate what price has done in the morning session. So if we run down below, we will probably, in the lunch hour, we will probably run above these highs, taking out some liquidity and some stops from short sellers. Yeah, seems like we will have some follow through. I can see a lot of stops here, a lot of sellers, just like I was a seller here. But honestly, I quickly recognized that I had to be protected here because we were at the end of the movement. Some might have not noticed it. So for now, the unicorn setup is kind of holding this inverted fair value gap and the breaker. We have a really nice close here. Yeah, and price starting to run to the upside. Let's see if it will attack the first highs. These are the low-hanging fruit objectives here, because those who were selling here, just like me, well, the stop placement is right above the swing high, or eventually these candles here. Let me put this straight. Yeah, so far this long idea is working. We almost got stopped out, honestly, here, but this week price dipped way below the breaker, and it did some damage here. Honestly, I don't know if I were in a true position, if I were inside of a trade, I don't know if I would not have been stopped out here, because I usually don't tend to stretch my stop losses below or above these points, but so far, in theory, it would be a good setup. Here we would have our first R, so this would have given us about $200 here. This is the first point where you should take some partials. I believe these highs will be cleaned. We just have to give ES some time. But this is the low-hanging fruit, is the internal liquidity. Well, for those who are watching, I hope you are indeed learning something, and at least, yeah, at least learning something, because that's the main intention of this channel, is to teach those who are still learning it's to get myself accountable as well. Yeah, it helps a lot. It helps a lot when you have some eyes on you and you have some guys watching what you're doing. It it makes you kind of get accountable on your actions, and it's quite good to talk about what we are seeing as well. It gives us a cleaner perspective about what you are seeing in the market. So I honestly I honestly hope that you guys are indeed learning something and indeed taking advantage of my streams. The only thing that I ask in return is to give it a thumbs up, a like, and to subscribe if you guys are not subscribed yet. This is the main thing that I ask you from you guys. Otherwise, you can interact with me on the chat. You can ask anything you want. Yeah. And there we go. We are hitting 10 a.m. highs for lunch. The first target here. So far, this trade idea was quite accurate. I will stretch this fair value gap here because this one was the one that was kind of responsible for the last leg. So if we get here, we might face some kind of a resistance. We have 20 minutes before lunch hour. But yeah, I'm waiting for lunch hour to give us some more upside movement. Otherwise, we will consolidate. If we are not able to come here, at least, we will probably consolidate. I don't believe that we will continue to the downside, since we already stretched to the downside a lot. ES is losing 1.3%, which is not quite usual for a Friday. I believe those sell side points that we left behind, those from the 13, the 14, the 15, those will be kept for Monday eventually. But yeah. Oh, and one thing that I forgot about, and I forgot to mention, if you go to yeah, if you come to Monday, whenever you have a Monday open where London expands to the upside, New York continues expanding to the upside, and you somewhere on this upside move, you dig into a higher time frame point of interest, which was these volume imbalances on a daily and as well on the weekly. Monday and Tuesday will probably be working on the high of the week. So we have London expansion right on Monday, followed by an expansion on New York as well, which is driven to a point of interest, a daily and a weekly one. And Tuesday continues its march here, making the weekly high, and then we try to go there once again, but we didn't manage to it. And on Wednesday we should see a reversal for Thursday or eventually Friday, which is the case, give us the low of the week. So this is a profile that ICT talks about as well, and it usually happens when you have an expansion on London Monday. Whenever Monday expands and it starts to expand on London, you will probably be working on a Monday / Tuesday high, and that's what happened. And as soon as Wednesday happened, all this displacement to the downside, we are expecting between Thursday and Friday to form the low of the week. And there we have it, the low of the week. So this is some type of profile which can help you on your bias as well. It can help you to decide what kind of bias. I knew that I was not trading, as you can see there is no orders here. Wednesday my fiance, my wife did at its birthday, so I was not on the charts on Wednesday, on Thursday, but I was expecting bearish moves on Wednesday and Thursday, because we were working on the high of the week between Monday and Tuesday. As long as I saw London expanding on a Monday, and price driving itself to a weekly and daily point of interest, okay, we will probably form the high between Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we will probably have a bearish narrative. And that's what happened. So that's why I was expecting a bearish move here as well. My bias when it was 10 a.m., I was expecting some kind of a bearish move. Was not expecting it like this, so heavy like this. But I had previous week low already in under my eye, so I didn't believe that we would reach there, honestly. But as soon as we hit the 50% daily week and we didn't manage to have some type of reaction here, okay, then we will probably see previous week's low. The only opportunity that I see here that we could benefit from is right at the 10 a.m. news. 10 a.m. news started to displacement to the downside, then wicked above to the upside a bit, and I really didn't like this type of action. That's why I didn't open anything here, and I was willing to give the market some more time. Then it reached the 50% of the daily week, and I had to once again wait for some type of reaction. It didn't give us any reaction. It continues to the downside. And then we had this shaded area here, the small one, which is a walk, and I had to wait once again about some kind of of reaction here. It didn't have any reaction, just came below. And then we had this one, the last one here. And I thought to myself, okay, we are entering minus 2.5 standard deviation. Minus 2.5 standard deviation is a highly retraceable value. So I will not engage with this. And we eventually came down previous week low. And as soon as we start rally, and I was expecting a rally as soon as we hit previous week low, we rallied, but price was not able to go further this order block. And as soon as it hit the order block, it displaced to the downside, and I told myself, okay, we will continue to the downside, probably at minus 4 standard deviation, and I will take my chance. Took my chance, almost got stopped out here. I had about 10%, not 10, but 15% of the stop loss still available, and we started to come down in a peaceful way, way too peaceful for me. I would like to see some harsh displacements to the downside. It didn't happen, but as soon as we touched minus 3.5 and we approached it, I took another partial. I took the first partial and moved my stop to break even, because I knew that this was a kind of a dangerous zone here. So then price just stopped me at break even and formed some type of an unicorn here, which is a breaker plus a fair value gap, and took the first highs of the lunch hour. We were expecting some type of a movement like this, and now since it didn't took, which means that we might have some more, we might have been forming some more liquidity as soon as we hit noon, which is lunch hour. We will probably seek higher and take out these 10 a.m. highs, which now are relative equal highs, and eventually try to go for these 10 a.m. highs as well. But yeah, this was the day. This was quite a resume of the day. I hope you guys really take some benefit out of these streams. I'm here to share some knowledge, and it is a way to commit myself to the markets as well. So I'm not gonna lie and tell, oh no, this is just for you guys to learn. No, I have to take some benefits about it as well. And the main benefit is that I tend to commit and tend to be committed to what I'm seeing, and not try to, I don't know, do stupid stuff, you know. So if you guys are really liking this type of vibe, it's like a I know that's like sometimes it's like a boring vibe, but it is because I don't have anyone, or I have some guys interacting with me, but it would be nice to see some more guys interacting with me, doing some questions, asking some questions, and that way the streams would be a bit active as well, and not so boring. I know, especially when we have some type of price action like this, it tends to be some kind of a boring session, but I hope you are liking it. And if you really like what you guys see and what you guys hear about my experiences, just give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe, because it helps a lot, you know. It really helps. So right now we are approaching afternoon, 10 minutes. I will just wait for afternoon and lunch hour to start, and then I will probably end the stream. I'm just curious about if I'm right or wrong about my ideas of getting a bit higher here on lunch hour, or if we continue to the downside here. I don't believe we continue to the downside, honestly. Main targets are fulfilled, and we still have some 10 a.m. highs to rebalance before we head lower. So price once again trying to test this this breaker and inverted fair value gap as well. The breaker is not holding right now. Seems like NQ is a bit weaker as well. So this might be the Judah swing right before lunch hour. This one right here, because I believe really that we will head higher. Well, let's see if this inverted fair value gap will hold or not. If I were long, this is not the type of action that I would like to see, honestly. But I'm kind of curious to see what price wants to do as soon as we hit the lunch hour clock. Do you guys have any questions, anything that you would like to ask me? If so, go ahead. Just ask whatever you want. I'm here to clear your doubts and to I don't know, to be transparent with you guys. I have nothing to hide here, honestly. I think that we all are learning, and trading is some type of profession that as soon as you start with, you will be learning every single day until you said to yourself that, okay, this is not, I will not continue to trade. If that moment never happens, I think you will be continuously learning, and because this is quite a machine, the market is quite a machine. Is something that it's quite complex, and not 2 days are the same, you know. Not 2 days are the same. Yeah, there are some patterns, of course. You can eventually draw some profiles. You can eventually draw some bias. You can eventually do something like this or that, but not 2 days are the same, you know. And that's why we are constantly learning from the markets and from its behavior. So do you guys have taken any trades today or not? I will pull, we'll do pull here. Have you guys taken any trades today? Yes. Green. Yes. Red. And no trades today. So this is just the pull to end the session. 3 more minutes just to see how price wants to open the lunch hour. So far we are retracing back to the inverted fair value gap, retesting its lows. Yeah, this was just an idea, especially for lunch hour, because I saw that we still have some 10 a.m. highs to be purged before we move lower. I guess that we will need some type of liquidity in form of buy stops, in form of sell stops, I mean, or buy stops. Yeah. Before we head lower. Yeah, I'm just looking at the stocks and other assets here. I think that's everything is bearish. Everything is red, crypto included. Yeah, crypto is taking a heavy hit here. BTC is losing 3%. Nothing that surprises me, honestly. Yeah, respecting a daily bearish order for value gap and order block as well. So those trying to buy here and expecting new highs, I don't think so. We will probably get lower, verging the 76k, and eventually go even lower because we have a lot of stops here to be purchased, honestly. Yeah, but this is just a speculation. I really don't trade crypto anymore. I just look to see what it does. But yeah, and in the meanwhile, if we had this long, we would have got stuffed out. So the 10 a.m. Highs, only the first one worked. Price is really trying to push down. The same on NQ. But I still believe that we will eventually come for 10 a.m. highs. So 2 minutes in for lunch hour. We'll just wait a bit more just to see the real intention. Yeah, not much of an action here right at the open at lunch hour. The price is quite rejecting this inverted fair value gap here. Well, and talking about my position, my today's position, I'm quite happy with it since I managed to take a little bit of this massive down move. Honestly, when price was here, I had no chances to get in. The only chance that I had was this one here, and I was just assessing the market when price was here and didn't had any chance to enter. But I'm quite happy since I protected myself as soon as I took some partials off. Otherwise, my stop would have get hidden. So I'm quite content about it. Yeah, and this is the typical price behavior when you have a a New York AM session where you have only one type of move, a downside move. As soon as we hit 11 o'clock, price will do two things, or it eventually will consolidate, or it eventually will retrace. And so it kind of showed me some type of willingness to retrace here, and I was simulating a long position here. Didn't do anything, but it was simulating, taking some partials here. But honestly, as soon as we hit these relative equal highs here, price started to trembling down once again, and now we are 5 to 6 minutes in lunch hour, and I'm still expecting these relative equal highs to be taken out, eventually these 10 a.m. highs for lunch as well. But price is really boring right now, and it will probably stay like this. So for those who are watching, I would like to know if you guys took some positions today, if you guys took some shorts, or if you tried to long some of this fall, or if you guys longed here at the bottom. Did you guys took some action today, or did it just distribute it in a quite fast pace, and you, just like me, didn't have the fast pace of the market to go behind it? Yeah, I wasn't quite fast enough here, honestly, and I was still accessing the market and see what it really wanted to do. I was expecting bearish price action, but honestly, not quite like that. Not quite of a run like that. Yeah, but this is the typical behavior of price action after 11. Yeah, this usually, if you will go and see, let me just check here the last days. Well, 11 you had, and then you had some kind of a retrace. It usually consolidates or it retraces. So here you have a retrace. Let me go here. So here you have 11. Yeah, this one was an exception because it was the heaviest day that we had this week. Yeah, this one. We just kind of continue our way to the downside. If you check it here once again, yeah, here I took some trades here, but if you can see, we retraced once it reached 11, we retraced once again. And this is the usual usually the kind of behavior that price has as soon as we hit 11. So 11 around here, and price does nothing. It kind of consolidates and retraces as well. So nothing here. Here I took another long here, took some partials here, and got stopped out here eventually. Yeah. So let me go back to Friday. And yeah, it seems like price doesn't want to reach these highs here. At least we don't have any kind of strength to the upside. I would like to see some kind of a displacement coming out from this inverted fair value gap and breaking through this breaker here that we formed right at 11. But honestly, the breaker is inverted. We retested it, we rejected it, and if we don't displace to the upside in the next minutes, I guess we will continue our way to the downside, or we will still consolidate. And eventually, lunch hour doesn't provide us any kind of setup as well. But at this point, we have this low taken out. This is still intact, but this can be intact. This one is still out. We took it. Yeah, we took it. We purged it. Honestly, right now, I was expecting 10 a.m. highs, but right now I need to see some willingness from market. We have these relative equal highs here as well, which can be another target. As I said before, we still have some targets to the downside. Let me check in Q. Yeah, we still have some targets to the downside, especially in Q, and ES also have them. Also has them. But I was willing to accept the fact that price would save them for Monday. But honestly, giving this price action and the lack of bullish strength to go to the upside, well, we can put the chances back in, and we will probably seek for some kind of lower movement. We still have -4 standard deviation open as well. My short was trying to go for it, but I got stopped out at break even here, took some partials, but then I got stopped out because I protected myself. Otherwise I would have been stopped out. I was kind of anticipating a retrace here because we were approaching 11 o'clock when I took this short. I took this short because we were inside of the macro, the 1050 to 1110 macro. So I was expecting that macro to drive price a little bit lower, eventually to -4 standard deviation, and it didn't happen, but I'm fine with it. So, and what about you guys? Did you take any positions today? Don't forget to hit the like button. It helps a lot. If you're not subscribed, and that's the only thing that I'm asking you for, just subscribe. I will try to be here daily. Wednesday and Thursday I was not able to be on stream because my wife had her birthday party, so it was a day for my wife, 2 days for my wife, dedicated to her. But yeah, I will try to be here every single day, even if conditions are not the best ones. I will try to be here. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. It will help us to gather some kind of a community and to share some knowledge, share some trading ideas, and I don't know, we are here to help each other and to ultimately to learn from each other. That's the most important thing about trading communities and trading streams and trading, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you that. Yen price really rejected the breaker. It kind of inverted it, retraced it, rejected it, and we will eventually go lower. I I was liking this action here, but as soon as we displaced to the downside and rejected the breaker, then it was not a good sign for those who were trying to long. So right now we will probably try to reach -4 standard deviation. And Q is heading lower as well. We have another, some kind of a double fair value gap, a bearish one here. Well, at this point, I would eventually take into account a sell side liquidity pool, which is at 5607. 5607, which is around here. This might be the next stop for ES eventually, if we keep digging lower, which would put ES on a almost 2.5% red day, which is a lot for ES, honestly. But yeah, so far, price is not able to retest this bearish fair value gap. It's only digging lower. And Q is also digging lower, and it has a sell side liquidity area at the 1938.2. Yeah, 1938.2.